Hey, and welcome to another video here in my hardcore world. And this one I actually had to procrastinate a bit on just because I didn't know what to do. Because the simple problem I was facing is that I do want to work on my mega base, but the thing is, these last couple of videos I've been uploading have purely been farms and factories of all kinds, and although I love making those, I don't want my content getting dry and just me doing the same thing over and over. So today, what I'm going to be doing is actually working on my villager hall, because as you can see, my current villager hall is just over this way, and it's not in the best condition. I mean, there's literally this guy's just wandering around. All these guys are kind of just in holes in the wall, and I'm not too happy with that. So, like I said, I'm actually going to create my villager hall directly under my mega base, just because A, I don't want to have to deal with the sound and lag that comes with villagers, and B, I have to be careful because of this iron farm I built. If it's not far away from enough from it, it will break the farm. So I guess for the first thing, I should probably map out where my new hall is going to go. Alright, this is where the villager hall has to begin, but something that has come up is the fact that it's so close to my iron farm, it has to go 100 blocks down in the ground, and I'm not too happy about that, but I'm just gonna have to deal because in the end of the day, this is my fault, and this is all because of my bad planning. But basically now I just have to dig a really deep hole and just hope to hit the hall in time. Well, yeah, in time I will hit it where the hull needs to go, but I guess now the next step is just to start working on this. And with one smooth transition, here is the hole. Now, obviously, it is very, very deep, and if I were to fall in here, I would probably lose my world. Now, the thing is, it did run into a cave, and that's going to present problems when I actually build the hall, but as of right now, it's fine. It's literally just a deep hole that's 100 blocks down. That way, none of my villagers will interfere with the farms over there. Now, the next course of business would be to hollow out some corridors in there, just so I could get the general shape in, and also establishing a way down because, as of right now, I think they'll cause some problems if I just jump down there. Okay, so my very elegant way of getting down is just a water elevator, or not even an elevator, it's just a waterfall. You just go down, you go up. There's really that simple. I really didn't want to do anything complicated. I do want to trade this out for an elevator at some point, but I don't have the resources for it. So as for right now, I'm just going to keep it as a waterfall. Now, what I think I'm going to do is just jump myself some new decor. So basically, for the style, I went for it's a lot lighter than what I've done in these builds, but basically I have quartz paired with some prismarine, lapis, and even some snow just for a wider block because I was starting to run low on quartz. So basically now this is just what's going to be around the hole, signifying that there is indeed a drop here. Eventually this will probably be replaced with an elevator, or I don't know, it might just stay forever. Inside I haven't done anything, I literally just spent my time just trying to build this out, trying to map out which blocks go where. I am obviously not that creative when it comes to stuff like this, so it took me a little while. Anyways, for the next step, I've been kind of putting this one off, but I have to go down here and dig out some tunnels. And then in these tunnels, I'll just build out like little pockets, and basically in there, the villagers are gonna go. Pretty simple, but it's something I've been putting off just because I don't want to have to deal with it. So I guess I'm just gonna pop into a quick time lapse and just start tunneling. Alright, that was the last of the blocks cleared up, and well, now it's really just 4 tunnels, but as you can see, I'm having the slight problem of the fact that this thing is kind of turning into a mini slime farm, because for some reason, so many slimes are spawning. I'm thinking this is a slime chunk, Well, besides that, it's done. All these corridors are filled out. They're all finished. Well, technically they've been emptied out. So basically, these four corridors will be the four corridors of the hall. So basically, like for example, librarians would go here. I don't know, like weaponsmiths would go here, cartographers, farmers, etc., etc. They'd all go here. I'll probably make this a little longer just because it's pretty small actually, now that I'm looking at it. But that's like just going to be the general shape of the hall. Obviously, it's all going to be decorated and it's going to look a lot nicer when it's finished because right now it's kind of just been pieced together by cobbled deep slate and regular deep slate. Good news is I did find a bit of diamonds while I was doing this. Well, by bit, I mean a lot. I don't know why there were just so many around. They just were. And I was able to mine all of them, obviously. And it really was no trouble to me. It was just free diamonds. So, the next course of action is probably moving a villager down here, which is something I am a little afraid of because villagers can be a pain, and most of the times they are. So, I guess I just have to move these guys around, the ones that are over there, just because, well, they're the nearest villagers, and I don't really want to move those guys. I mean, I probably will, but it's going to be so painful. So, like I said, next step is actually moving the villagers in there, and probably a zombie as well, because I will need to cure them, uncure them, kind of repeat that process over. So, man, it's going to be a busy day. Here is unlucky villager number one. How would you like to be stuck in a hole and have to give me stuff for the rest of your life? I'll take that as a yes. Anyways, basically now I just gotta move him to the hole, which is obviously over there. I don't know why he's not moving. Probably because I disabled his AI. But basically now I just have to, like I said, back him into the hole. Hopefully get him in there. I don't think he wants to move right now. And then, yeah, just trade with him pretty much. Well, first of all, I need to use him to get more villagers, because I don't really want to bring a bunch of individual villagers around. So, like I said, moving him over to the hole. Once I'm done moving those two, I'll also try to move a zombie into the hole. That way, I can actually, like, turn the villagers into zombies for better discounts. So, right now, I'm just going to continue the short journey to the hole for both of these, and then I guess I'll meet you then. The villagers have been involuntarily rehomed. I think I should start just breeding them just so I can get an excess of villagers just to put in the hall. And the good news about villagers is if you heal a villager around them, other villagers, those villagers will have a discount on them. Not just the ones that were healed, but all the villagers that were in the immediate vicinity. So basically, I don't have to heal every villager I get. I just have to heal a select few. That way I get a discount from other villagers. I think they agree. Yes, they do. Anyways, I think for the first thing I gotta do is just, well, give them some bread and leave them to it. I maybe didn't think that through. The villager got stuck in the waterfall, and when I pushed it out, it died. That's a problem. Well, first of all, that may or may not have been my efficiency villager. It was my efficiency villager. And second of all, that was my only other villager that wasn't cured by a zombie. That was cured by a zombie, sorry. Well, basically right now I'm just hollowing out the little holes that the villagers are going to be living in, and obviously now I have to wait a bit considering my second villager died, and I have to wait for the children to grow up now. Basically now I just gotta keep duplicating the villagers until I have enough, and then I have to get a zombie to beat up some of them, and then I'll cure the beat up villagers, and bada bing bada boom, I have a very good haul. For those of you who are interested in the numbers, I will have 11 villagers in each one of these rows, which means 22 per corridor, which means there's going to be a whopping 88 villagers in this hall. So it is going to be a pretty sizable number, but like I said, I don't necessarily need to cure all of them, I just need to cure a decent amount of them. So I'll keep cracking away at making these little like pockets in the wall, but I guess until then I don't really know what I'm gonna do besides make these pockets in the wall. So yeah, I will literally keep doing this for the next hour or so. So all the little pockets are completed, as you can see, double carpeted just to reduce lag just a little bit. And something that I found actually kind of interesting and funny, well, not really, but all the villagers, like you see all these little villagers, well, these ones are new. All the old ones, they just disappeared without a trace. Like literally for a little while, like a day or so, there were no villagers. I come back down, all of them are back and more are still coming. So I'm not even sure like, I'm genuinely confused about that. They might have found like a pocket or something that they fell out of, maybe when I was building it, and well, they're gone now. Obviously, there's new ones in their place now, so that's good news. It, but it wasn't really till now building this that I realized just how many villagers I'm gonna need. Each one of these little pockets is a villager. It's a lot, but thankfully I have a pretty good method of doing this. Like I said, don't need to cure them all, so it'll be easier than, I guess, a regular farm. So I think the next step is just to gather as like pretty much just enough villagers to fill in at least one row. That way I can like start off with that and then probably cure all the villagers in that row. So I guess right now I just need to make as many beds as possible and start spreading them out. So this is the setup I have going on right now for my village, like breeding area. Basically, a bunch of villagers are being born via the beds and the fact that I fed the villagers. And those villagers are claiming, or when they grow up, are going to claim the cartography tables or the lecterns. There are exactly 11 lecterns and 11 cartography tables, and that's really it. These villagers will grow up, claim the cartography tables, claim the lecterns. I'll have a bunch of villagers, and then I will kill a bunch of villagers and then cure those dead villagers. Quite the process. Well, next order of business is actually going to be getting a zombie. And I had a bit of an interesting plan for this. So basically, I'm going to dig out a room behind here, and I'm just going to make the room dark. I'm going to seal it up, and then I'm just going to leave it. With any luck, a zombie should spawn. I'm not sure if there's any village like laws preventing them from spawning, but there should be a zombie in this room when I come back in a little bit. And then if I basically leave it alone and then stuff some villagers in there, the zombies will kill the villagers and I will have a zombie villagers, and that's really it. Just gotta remember, room right there. If there's zombie noises, good. If there's not, bad. That is a lot of children in a small area. Okay, I kind of want to leave here now. So, I'll leave these guys to it. As you can see, all of these are finished now, and basically, once this is done, I'm gonna have to repeat this process multiple times, just so I could finish the farm, really. So, well, it's not a farm, it's a hall. I'm so used to building farms, I don't say anything but farm now. Well, these guys will finish, and then I will start the zombie transformation. So I've been doing some thinking, and I just realized how expensive it is going to be just to cure a... Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, that was scary. Just to cure a couple batches of villagers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the villagers necessary, all 88 villagers, and then I'm going to cure a large clump of them together, and then hopefully with any luck that will make enough of the villagers happy to, well, give me discounts. And that was a very bad scare because I thought I was going to lose my first totem. Now, obviously, if I am going to be making all the beds prior to making, like, the villager hall and curing them all from being zombies, I'm going to need wool to make the beds. And this is my solution for getting wool. It's a bunch of sheep in a hole, making a sheep hole. It's that's all. It's a big pile of sheep. It is a bit troublesome getting the wool, but I mean it works. It's all I'm gonna have. I'm too lazy to build a gate. And ooh, there's some more now. I have actually gotten a decent amount from here, and not all the sheep have grown up yet. So I'm already ready to make another side of the villager trading area. And another thing I did was I had to separate them from the actual waterfall because they kept swimming up it and then just drowning. So that's what I was doing in this past couple hours, I guess. For you guys, it was just like a split second. And holy, that is a lot of green coats. I didn't know all these guys would be idiots. Okay, I'm gonna clear this in a nice, peaceful manner, and things will be good, and there will be no more nitwits. Alright, so this is the final setup I have going for me right now. So basically, as of the first one, just rows and rows of beds with job site blocks in between. I did do some of the cheaper job site blocks like the stonemasons and the rest of the cartographers and librarians. I don't really know what else I'm going to put in here, but there's extra space for more jobs. Now, the problem is all these villagers are claiming jobs over there, and it's creating problems everywhere. So I guess the next step would be to fill up all the beds and hopefully that'll all sort itself out. So basically I just have to get 88 bread for each side. That way there's enough villagers, enough bread to create enough villagers. For right now I just gotta basically, like I said, get as much bread as possible, so I'll be doing that. So as you can tell by my inventory, I finally got enough bread so that each side will have exactly 22 villagers. And basically now I just gotta go spread the bread around to all the villagers and they will fill up all the beds and stuff. The thing is, some of these villagers I am having trouble finding because I don't know why, some of them just like to hide like these guys. I don't know if they're stuck in there, but they should be making more villagers now. And basically now I just have to do this with all the villagers over here. They'll fill up the beds, and then I have to start curing them. As for gold, I do not have enough golden apples. I want to be able to cure a whole side, a whole hull, I guess you could say. And basically right now I have 14 out of 22, so I am almost there golden apple wise, but I still have some ways to go. And so now that the bread has been given to all of them, I am going to actually go collect enough gold to, like, make all the golden apples, as I was saying. And then I guess it'll be curing time, because it's definitely going to be a bit of a chore to do that. I've thought about it for some time, and I decided that the best way to get gold for golden apples would probably just be caving inside the caves that are by my house. And as per usual, I brought some night vision potions just so that it's easier to find all the gold I'll need. And basically, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time in here, hopefully finding all the gold I can possibly need for golden apples and avoiding stuff like that. So, I guess I'm going to need to actually grind this out for a bit. So this is all the ore that I gathered inside my like little mining spree, I guess you could say. And as you could see, there is a good deal of iron, gold, and diamonds, which is really what I was targeting, but more specifically gold, which I really need. So I guess as of right now, I should probably just harvest this. And it doesn't look like much now while it's in a block form, but it should come out to a pretty good, decent amount once I mine it out. This is the amount of valuables I got just from that one block of, like, just ores. And as you can see, it's actually a lot. I even had to stop mining and put all this stuff in a shulker box before I could continue because of how much I got. It actually filled up my inventory. Well, as you can see, I did get over 3 stacks of gold. Well, a little over 2, sorry. And that is mainly what I was after because, well, I need to get enough golden apples to cure enough villagers. So I guess now I'll just cook up this gold and actually turn it into golden apples. That way I'll have enough for my villager haul, and it should turn out pretty well. So I have finished the villager haul. All the villagers have their own jobs ready, and they pretty much, I just have to push them into there and it will be done. But before I do that, I do want better discounts, so I will be curing them from zombie villagers. And holy, that was supposed to be a zombie, not a creeper. Oh, that didn't work out. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get me a zombie, but basically I will be turning all the cartographers and librarians into zombies and then curing them with these 22 golden apples and all the splash potions. Now, I do have all the jobs ready. I'm not going to be curing every single one of them just because it's a lot of villagers. There's roughly 80 villagers here, and curing all of them would just be it wouldn't be rational. So, like I said, just curing the cartographers and the librarians, and now I have to actually move them from their section in the hall into somewhere with a zombie so that they can all turn. So I guess I'm just gonna have to find a zombie first, actually. As you can see in there, I've caught all the villagers I could possibly catch for that can be librarians, and now I kind of just have to wait for all of them to be librarians again, because they all were librarians, but they kind of stopped becoming librarians. So now basically those guys have to become librarians again, then I let a zombie loose in there, and I cure them all after I move all these guys into one hall, which is going to be a little risky because, well, I have to get all of these villagers in one space. It's going to get really laggy, and if something goes wrong, then something definitely is going to go wrong. Never mind. So basically now I gotta catch a zombie, move all these villagers, and hopefully everything will be okay. And it looks like more and more of these guys are becoming librarians, so that's good. So while I was working on the villager hall, unfortunately I lost one of my totems, but the good news is I was able to do a raid, and I've never gotten this many totems in a raid. So I was thinking, just because the villager hall is becoming a bit of work right now and I like to procrastinate, I think I'll farm raids for a bit just so I could fill up this shulker box with some totems. That way I have some extra insurance just in case I smack another iron golem. So I'm going to keep doing this for a while, and I'll show you guys the results once I'm done. Now, all out of all the distractions I've ever kind of like done or come to face with, this one I think has been the most lucrative. I mean, look at that. There's a total of there's too many to count. There are a lot of totems in there. I don't think I'm going to be dying anytime soon in this world. Plus, I got a fair amount of emeralds because I still have some in my inventory. So I think that is all I'm going to be needing to do as far as totems go right now. The village is safe for a little while, at any rate. Now, yeah, I put it off for long enough. I need to finish this villager haul. I have literally been doing anything in my power to avoid doing this villager haul. I just, I hate, I hate it. Well, I'm gonna go catch a zombie. I'll put it in the hall, and I'll finally get this done once and for all. I think I've procrastinated enough by now. So as you can see here, I finally caught a zombie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick him in a boat and leave him in there, and then in threes, I'm gonna push these villagers in, convert them, and then cure them. It's gonna be quite the process, but oh man, I'm ready. So here are the first couple zombie villagers, and man, I forgot how much of a pain this is. It's been so difficult to get these guys in there and just to cooperate, but they're zombified, now I just have to cure them. So now I just continue this process with all these guys doubled. So it's gonna be a little while. I'll be back when this is all finished, because it's gonna be a pain. Okay, so I know usually there's some sort of smooth transition here, but just keep in mind here that this was a lot of work. It was about 2 hours of work, and it was all a headache. So yeah, if I sound stressed and dejected, that is why. This has been so much work recently, and it has not been easy. I got it all in place, and it took me a while, to say the least. It's all working. It's not the prettiest, it's not perfect, but it works, and that's all that matters. Only issue I'm having is I am missing a cartographer, but I'll find him eventually. So, good news is this wing is done. Bad news is those ones aren't. Luckily, I don't have to cure anymore. At least I don't think I have to. And if you're wondering why it seems many less villagers, it's because I killed them all. I literally went on a genocidal rampage on these guys. So, that happened. So, well, I guess, like I said, I'm gonna finish the rest of these guys, stick them all in their hall, and then I'm actually gonna start decorating the hall, which is something I might not be able to do, actually. Okay, so the hall is finished, and there are just a few villagers that are missing, but I'm just waiting for the children to grow up. And, well, I think, call me crazy, but I might have found a new way for infinite trades. So what you gotta do is you just gotta buy a few bookshelves, you gotta place them down, and then you break them, like this, it's pretty easy, and then you just sell them back to the nearest villager. I've never seen this done before, and I don't know why. It's so efficient. It's even easier than round trades and more sturdy. So, anyways, like I said, haul's done. I just need to decorate this now, which is something I'm a little nervous about because, frankly, I don't have enough time to decorate it fully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop into a quick time lapse, build all this, and then it probably won't be the most complex designs, but it will be something. So this is the finished design I went for the hull, and as you can see, yes, it's very light, and I mean it works out. I do have some blue accents, but this was a little more white than I intended, but I am kind of on a time crunch, so this will have to do. It's not bad looking either, it's just a bit one color. But unfortunately, like I said, on a time crunch, that's all I have for today's video, so I really do hope you enjoyed watching and have a great rest of your day.